Alright, y'all. So, I wanted to do this video and just talk about what I've been doing and how I was able to transition from working full-time as a nurse in the year 2011 to now where I am right now, working full-time with my car as an independent contractor and able to make a full-time income and pay my bills and take care of my family. Okay, so I so for the most part, like I was going to school when I was pregnant with my kids. I have three. Okay, they're teenagers now, but I was going to school, taking my prerequisites and going through all those steps to become a nurse, because a lot of my family members are in the nursing. I mean, in the um, my mom is a nurse, but a lot of my family members were are in the medical profession or the medical career, medical field. So I saw myself as well. Um, Let me go ahead and take the step, and being convinced, like, go ahead and do it. You'll be fine, and all of that kind of stuff. It was not my passion, no, but I knew I always wanted to help people, but I just didn't know the tool or the route to take. Okay, so I pretty much was pressured more or less, into being a nurse, very much so by family members. And so I was striving. I was like, well, you know what? If it's a means to an end, let me go ahead and do it. And I advise anyone that now that if you're trying to trying to strive for better, or anything like that in life, you have to follow your heart. You can't go by what anybody else thinks, how they feel. It's just better for you to take your time and really look into your heart, pray about it, and let the Holy Spirit lead you. I don't feel like I was led by the Spirit to be a nurse. I think I was led by the flesh. I was led by influence and pressure. So fast forward to a few years later, into 2011, I became a nurse, and I was miserable. I was miserable in my work life. I was functioning, but I was miserable at work. I saw the misery in the faces of my coworkers. I was miserable when I came back home. I had small children to take care of, and I had nothing left in me. My marriage was failing. Everything felt like it was going down, and I felt like I was drowning. I just didn't know what to do. There was no one to talk to, no one to help me. My mental health was deteriorating, and I was always anxious on my off days. And it seemed like on my off days were the times I would run to grocery stores to go catch up on getting groceries, to do laundry. So I was like basically like running and catching my breath on my off days. So my off days really weren't off days, and I would be anxious that they would call about some G tube that had been unplugged, or some CNA that didn't um, let the nurses know about a wound, or a patient that wasn't showered. And I was mostly working in the nursing homes, um, but I was just miserable. I knew that nursing was not for me. I tried as time went on. So I just kept quitting jobs. I would take this job, quit after a while. I would take that job and quit after a while. But the reason why I was like, the frustration for me came because, I felt like I kept being pushed back, like go back, like, and being told that I should be grateful, because there were people that were trying to pass their NCLEX and couldn't. I passed it my first time. But just because, I want you all to understand this, that just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. Okay? All that glitters is not gold. I was miserable, but I just had to keep going. Okay? So as time went on, I couldn't do it anymore, and I basically quit. Okay? I quit, and then I remembered that I could do hair, because I actually started doing my own hair when I was 12. And then I transitioned to doing my sister's, and I started doing like a few people that I knew. So I knew that I had that skill, and it had gotten better as time went on. So I was like, you know what, let me make some cards. I use my Avery .com. You can get those like packs in Walmart, and use your like computer that you have at home and your printer, and create your own cards. So I did a few of those, went to the mall and started passing out the cards. Okay, now I had left nursing. I was still pressured by my husband at the time, and family members, especially my parents, my mother, my father, just like pressured and just stressed out, to the core, go do it this way, do it this way. And it's one of the worst things when you know that you're not being supported. They will only support you when you're doing what they want you to do. So it's just like, so I was intensely manipulated, just being under that pressure, it's like almost being crushed, and my heart was crushed. And I wasn't being supported by my husband. My parents only wanted to manipulate me. They were supporting me financially. Only like they would say things like, well, if you apply for that job in nursing, knowing that I hated nursing, and get it, then we'll give you a little bit more support, and financially, we'll help you with that bill, while you build up and everything. And it was just like, I couldn't help myself. I didn't know what to do. So like I said, fast forward, I started making the business cards. I started passing out to people, and eventually I started getting some clients. I'll meet them here, meet them there, and I would have them come to my apartment. Then we were in a 2-bedroom condo. We had a condo, so I would just have them sit in the living room, and I would do their hair, just like a at-home hairdresser, braider. So I would braid their hair, and I would get some income. My children was still young, but I was just taking it like a little at a time and doing the best as I could. So as time went on, I started strategizing. I learned about being a courier, being able to work as an independent contractor. I didn't even know what that was, but I started with I think I started with Uber Eats. That was the first one that I started about. I think my husband learned about it from somebody in the church, and as time went on, I started doing it, and then I did it for a while. Then I think I got deactivated or whatever, because I didn't use it for a while, because I jumped to another one, and I think I kind of like ignored that one for a while, so it ended up being deactivated or something. I wasn't sure why, but like I said, as time went on, I added up several of them. I was doing DoorDash. This is like years past. I was still doing the hair, and I actually still do the hair till now. I actually have a hair appointment on Friday with somebody that I know in Indiana. So I still do that till today. Fast forward to 2024. But so I started doing that, continue doing the hair, but I started adding different food delivery apps. I started learning about catering apps. I started learning about larger. So I got a larger vehicle. I was able to carry like larger packages, things like from Home Depot and things like that, and be able to make like maybe $42 within like 5 miles. I started, and even till now, like when I would go drop off the things, people would ask, "Oh, what app is this? Like, how did you get connected with this?" Like, "Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a Home Depot delivery that would, and like, are you like a third party or whatever?" And I would tell them it was this app or it was that app, and everything. So, and the funny part is, like, when I go and do catering, people would like, and I go sometimes to like hospitals, or I go to like clinics and things like that, like, and I see the nurses, and I see, the medical personnel working there, and I just see like, I just have that feeling of like, wow, thank you, Lord, that I escaped. I don't know what it is, but it just, to me, it just feels like almost like a clouds over their head. It's just like, I just drop off the food, get it signed on the app or whatever, and I leave. So I'm able to make more money now, doing, especially like even on days or weeks that I do not do any hair. Sometimes like maybe 2 weeks, maybe my clients they're in between times or whatever, I'm still able to earn a full-time income. And I wanted to put this out here to anybody that is struggling right now, looking for a way to break out of that 9-to-5. Maybe they're a nurse, maybe they're in a profession that they're not happy, maybe they're being maltreated at work, and not even knowing a way out. I didn't have anybody to tell me a way out. I was stuck. I was miserable. I had no way out. But God helped me. It took years, and it took a lot of pain, a lot of turmoil, but God helped me. So I want to put it out there to help somebody else who might be really frustrated right now, who might be feeling hopeless, who might be feeling like there's no end, there's no means to an end, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, that there is a way, okay? I created a guide. It's called How to Quit your 9 to 5 and make a full-time income with your car. And it is it is ready. It has 72 different applications that you can use, all like basically like labeled by state. It's clickable. It basically tells you about my journey. Not real long, but it gives you everything that you need, including the strategies and things like that. The different apps that you can start with, like right now, and start earning you can start earning a full-time income in less than a month, in about 2 weeks, if you apply and be intense about it. Even if you have a 9 to 5, the time to strategize before you're let go of. We know that job security it's basically a myth at this point in time. People getting fired, let go of, all kinds of stuff. Okay, it just gives you comfort when you know that you have a plan B, that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Okay, so get this guide. It's helped me. I'm using it even till today, and it's gonna be the bridge. That bridge that you need to maybe get to your next level. Okay, that is the bridge. Okay, and am I gonna be here forever? No. As I'm doing this, I'm looking for ways to be able to make passive income and multiply my streams of income, and scale up. But if you're looking for something right now to be able to make that money, to be able to cut the learning curve and not have to do trial and error, just have everything just put together, and all the information that has helped me. Okay, I'm not putting anything out there that I'm guessing might help. I know this would help you if you put it in, apply, and be proficient, and follow the guide. Just be teachable. Follow the guidelines. Follow the guide, because it's a guide. It's called How to Quit Your 9 to 5 and Make a Full-Time Income with Your Car. And I work as an independent contractor. I have my own free time. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Okay, so you can make that money. You don't have to depend on that paycheck that is not secure. You don't have to be in that toxic work environment. I work when I want, how I want. Right now is the middle of the week. I'm right at home. Okay, my kids will be coming back maybe the next less than an hour. Okay, so I work when I want. I come back home when I want. I do what I want. Okay, and there are a lot of days that I don't even work full-time. I think full-time is 8 hours. I don't even work up to full-time. And because of the apps that I was able to use, and learn to use, I've been able to not have to sometimes work full-time, and I'm able to earn and take care of my children and my family. Okay, so get this guide, How to Make a Full-Time Income with Your Car, and get started. Okay, the link will be in the description.